Biomechanics and Sports, Class 12. Physical Education. Biomechanics studies physics principles applied to human movement and athletic performance. Newton's laws explain force, inertia, and reaction in running, jumping, and throwing. Levers in the human body enhance movement efficiency and power during sports activities. Equilibrium and stability are vital for maintaining balance in dynamic sports scenarios. Friction affects sports performance by either aiding grip or causing resistance. Projectile motion science applies to sports like basketball, javelin, and football. Understanding biomechanics helps athletes optimize technique for better performance. Improved efficiency in movement reduces fatigue and increases endurance in sports. Biomechanics knowledge aids in injury prevention through safer training methods.
Biomechanics and Sports, Class 12 Physical Education. 1. Newton's laws explain motion principles crucial for improving sports performance and techniques. 2. Levers in the body enhance force and speed, essential for movements in various sports activities. 3. Equilibrium and center of gravity help athletes maintain balance during dynamic and static actions. 4. Friction provides grip and control, impacting performance and safety in many sports environments. 5. Projectile motion governs the trajectory of balls and athletes, optimizing performance and sports skills.
Master Newton's laws and physics concepts in sports for better performance. Newton's laws explain how forces affect athletes' movements during sports activities. Equilibrium helps athletes maintain balance and stability in dynamic sports situations. Levers in the body enhance power and speed in sports like throwing and jumping. Center of gravity influences an athlete's stability and ability to perform complex moves. Friction between surfaces affects speed and control in sports like running and cycling. Projectile motion principles guide athletes in sports such as basketball and javelin throw. Understanding forces helps improve technique and prevent injuries in various sports. Applying physics concepts boosts overall athletic performance and strategic gameplay. Sports science integrates physics to optimize training and competitive results. Like physics concepts in action. Roberto Carlos' famous curved kick explained. Newton's laws explain how force applied by Roberto Carlos caused motion and ball's curve. Projectile motion shows the ball's curved path due to its velocity and spin during kick. Friction and air drag influenced the ball's trajectory and the remarkable curve in flight. Center of gravity affected the player's stability and control while executing the powerful kick. Equilibrium kept Roberto Carlos' body balanced throughout the kick for precise execution. Force, velocity, and spin work together to create the iconic bending soccer ball effect. Understanding physics helps appreciate the skill and science behind Roberto Carlos' free kick. The unique combination of physics concepts results in one of the most famous goals ever. Physics in sports demonstrates how scientific principles enhance athletic performance and technique.
Top 5 things to know about biomechanics explained simply. 1. Biomechanics is the science of movement in living bodies, studying how they move and function. 2. It is a branch of kinesiology combining biology and mechanics to understand motion deeply. 3. Biomechanics studies both human and animal movement, plus mechanical functions in organs and cells. 4. For example, squatting involves coordinated action of feet, hips, knees, back, shoulders, and arms. 5. Understanding biomechanics helps improve movement efficiency, prevent injuries, and enhance performance.
Understanding motion in biomechanics. Key concepts and types explained. Motion is defined as movement caused by the application of force in biomechanics. Linear motion involves movement along a straight path, crucial for exam focus. Angular motion refers to rotation around a joint, common in many sports activities. General motion is a combination of both linear and angular movements happening simultaneously. Velocity represents the speed of an object in a specific direction during motion. Acceleration is the rate at which velocity changes over time during movement. Momentum is calculated as the product of an object's mass and its velocity. Understanding these motion types helps analyze human movement effectively in biomechanics. Knowledge of motion concepts improves performance and injury prevention in sports.
Top 5 ways Newton's laws of motion show up in sports. 1. Newton's first law: an object stays at rest or in motion unless acted on by a force. 2. In hockey, a puck keeps sliding on ice until friction or a player stops it. 3. Newton's second law: force equals mass times acceleration, explaining motion changes. 4. A soccer ball accelerates faster when kicked harder, demonstrating force and mass effect. 5. Newton's third law: for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Top 5 insights into Newton's second law of motion and momentum. 1. Newton's second law states force changes momentum proportionally and in force's direction. 2. The formula F equals m times a means force equals mass times acceleration, explaining motion changes. 3. A soccer player kicking a ball shows force changing the ball's momentum instantly. 4. A ball in midair is influenced only by gravity unless another force acts upon it. 5. Acceleration increases with force applied or decreases with more mass, demonstrating the law clearly.
Top 5 facts about the Magnus effect and Roberto Carlos free kick. 1. The Magnus effect makes balls curve by creating air pressure differences around the spinning ball. 2. Roberto Carlos' iconic free kick curved dramatically due to its high speed and intense spin. 3. Scientists studied this goal with physics to understand the ball's unusual curved trajectory. 4. A Brazilian physicist called this goal a football miracle because of its incredible curve. 5. The ball needs a huge amount of spin to curve back like a boomerang in the air.
Top 5 physics applications in sports, shot put, kicking, and more. 1. In shot put, applying greater force and the optimal angle maximizes displacement and distance. 2. Kicking and throwing use increased force to boost speed and cover more distance effectively. 3. Training improves leg strength, enhancing acceleration, agility, and overall speed in sports. 4. In basketball, projectile motion affects shot trajectory and scoring accuracy. 5. Cycling exploits friction and aerodynamics to
Understanding Newton's third law, action and reaction in sports. Newton's third law states every action has an equal and opposite reaction force. No force acts alone. All forces come in pairs affecting each other simultaneously. In swimming, pushing down on the springboard causes it to push you upwards. While walking, your legs push the ground, and the ground pushes you forward. Jumping involves legs applying force down, and the ground pushing you up. Kicking a soccer ball results in the ball pushing back against your leg. Rowing a boat, pushing forward causes the boat to move backward by reaction force. These paired forces enable smooth and controlled movements in various sports activities. Understanding these forces helps improve performance and prevent injuries in athletes.
Top 5 fascinating facts about levers and how they work in our body. 1. A lever is a simple machine that amplifies force using a rigid bar and pivot point. 2. In our body, bones act as levers, providing structure and movement support. 3. Joints serve as fulcrums, the pivot points where bones rotate during movement. 4. Muscles provide the effort force by contracting to move bones around joints. 5. The nervous system activates muscle. Understanding the key components of a lever system in simple terms. A lever system consists of 4 main components working together to move objects. The load is the object or resistance that you want to move using the lever. Effort or force is the muscular power applied to move the load effectively. The fulcrum acts as the pivot point or joint where the lever rotates. The lever or bar is the rigid structure, typically a bone, that supports movement. The load is represented by a diamond symbol diamond suit in diagrams of lever systems. The effort or force is shown with a downward arrow symbol down arrow to indicate direction. The fulcrum is marked with a triangle symbol filled up pointing triangle to show the rotation point. The lever is illustrated as a horizontal bar symbol filled rectangle representing the rigid structure. Like, top 5 essential facts about levers explained simply. 1. A lever is a rigid bar used to overcome resistance when a force is applied. 2. A lever is a rigid piece that transmits and modifies force or motion about a pivot. 3. Levers work by turning around a fixed point called the fulcrum to amplify force. 4. There are 3 classes of levers based on the relative positions of effort, load, and fulcrum. 5. Understanding levers helps in designing tools that make work easier by multiplying force.
Understanding the 3 types of levers and their functions in daily life. First-class levers have the fulcrum positioned between effort and load for balanced movement. When the fulcrum is closer to the load, less force is required but effort moves longer distance. If the fulcrum is near the effort, more force is needed but the movement is faster and shorter. An example of a first-class lever in the body is the neck muscles lifting and balancing the head. Second-class levers position the load between the fulcrum and effort for force advantage. In second-class levers, the effort arm is always longer than the load arm, increasing force output. A common second-class lever example is standing on tiptoes, with the ball of the foot as fulcrum. Third-class levers place the effort between the fulcrum and load, favoring speed and range of motion. An example of a third-class lever is the
Understanding second-class levers, structure, function, and examples. Second-class lever has the load positioned between the fulcrum and the effort applied. This lever type uses a longer force arm, requiring less effort to lift heavier loads. In a V sit-up, the hip acts as the fulcrum, abdomen provides effort, legs are the load. During a push-up, the ball of the foot serves as fulcrum, arms provide effort, body is load. Foot raise exercise uses ball of foot as fulcrum, heel as effort, lifting body weight as load. Jumping involves plantar flexion, heel is fulcrum, toes are load, and body provides the force. A cricket bat acts as a second-class lever with the top handle as fulcrum and body as load. Force arm in second-class levers is longer, making it easier to move heavy objects efficiently. These levers are common in sports and daily activities, and
Understanding the third-class lever, mechanics and real-life examples. A third-class lever places effort between the fulcrum and the load for unique movement dynamics. Here, the force arm is shorter, meaning more force is required but speed increases. This design sacrifices force for a greater range of motion and faster movement. In throwing a ball, the elbow acts as fulcrum, biceps provide effort, arm and ball are load. During sit-ups, the hip is the fulcrum, abdomen applies effort, and the upper body is the load. Kicking involves the knee as fulcrum, quadriceps provide effort, and foot is the load. This lever type is common in human limbs, enhancing speed and flexibility in movements. Understanding third-class levers helps improve athletic performance and injury prevention. The unique structure allows quick, powerful actions despite requiring more muscular effort. Like
Top 5 facts about human levers in sports you must know. 1. Human levers in sports are designed for speed and range of motion, not just force. 2. Short force arms require more force but enable faster movements in sports like baseball. 3. Longer levers increase velocity and performance, seen in hockey and golf swings. 4. Field hockey players use lever mechanics to maximize stick speed and control. 5. Understanding lever mechanics enhances athletic performance across various sports disciplines. Like, share, and subscribe for more amazing sports science facts. Top 5 essential facts about equilibrium, stability and balance explained. 1. Equilibrium means opposite forces are balanced, causing no movement or change in position. 2. Maintaining equilibrium is crucial for proper posture and preventing falls or injuries. 3. Athletes rely on equilibrium to execute skills accurately and maintain control during performance. 4. Balance training improves coordination, body awareness, and overall physical stability. 5. Understanding equilibrium helps enhance daily activities and athletic performance effectively.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Top 5 fascinating facts about center of gravity in the human body. 1. Center of gravity, CG, is the point where body weight is evenly balanced in all directions. 2. In standing posture, CG is typically located near the lower abdomen, around the belly button area. 3. Males generally have a higher CG due to broader shoulders compared to females' wider hips. 4. CG shifts forward, backward, or sideways when you change posture or move, affecting balance. 5. Understanding CG helps improve posture, stability, and performance in sports and daily activities.
Top 5 types of equilibrium explained with real-world examples. 1. Static equilibrium means no movement, forces and torques all balance perfectly. 2. Dynamic equilibrium occurs when an object moves at constant velocity with balance forces. 3. Stable equilibrium returns to original position after slight disturbance, like a ball in a bowl. 4. Unstable equilibrium moves away from original position after disturbance, like a pencil balanced on its tip. 5. Neutral equilibrium stays in new position after disturbance, like a ball on a flat surface. Like, share, and subscribe for more physics insights.
Top 5 facts about dynamic equilibrium in sports you should know. 1. Dynamic equilibrium means the body moves while forces acting on it stay balanced. 2. In running, dynamic equilibrium helps maintain balance despite fast, repetitive leg movements. 3. Jumping requires dynamic equilibrium to control body position during ascent and landing safely. 4. Cyclists use dynamic equilibrium to stay stable while speeding and turning corners sharply. 5. Dynamic equilibrium is key for basketball players to balance when dribbling and changing direction quickly.
10 key factors that increase body equilibrium and stability. Keeping the center of gravity within the base of support enhances overall stability and balance. A larger base of support provides more stability and resists tipping forces effectively. Greater body weight can contribute to increased equilibrium by resisting external disturbances. Lowering the center of gravity improves balance by reducing the chance of toppling over. Anticipating the direction of force helps in adjusting posture to maintain equilibrium. Extending the base of support toward the expected force direction prevents loss of balance. Greater friction between the body and surface prevents slipping and enhances stability. Rotation, like moving on a cycle, makes balancing easier than when stationary. Kinesthetic awareness through vestibular system, vision, and touch aids in maintaining balance.
Understanding the 3 classes of levers in body movements. First-class levers have the fulcrum positioned between effort and load in body movements. An example of first-class lever is head nodding at the atlanto-occipital joint. Second-class levers position the load between fulcrum and effort during movements. Push-ups demonstrate second-class levers using the foot as the fulcrum and body as load. Foot raises and jumping also use second-class lever mechanics in the body. Third-class levers place the effort between fulcrum and load for efficient movement. Throwing motions exemplify third-class levers with effort applied between load and fulcrum. Kicking actions in sports also use third-class lever mechanics for powerful movement. Sit-ups are another example of third-class levers engaging effort between fulcrum and load. Like
5 key principles to achieve maximum stability in any physical activity. A broader base provides greater stability, like a wide stance in wrestling or shot put. Increased body weight enhances stability, making heavier athletes harder to move in combat sports. Lowering your center of gravity boosts stability, such as bending knees while running or throwing. Keeping the center of gravity near the base center improves balance, like gymnasts on a beam. Adjusting limb positions helps maintain center of gravity and prevents falling during balance activities. The direction of the acting force affects stability, requiring stance shifts to counter forces effectively. Judokas shift their stance to counter opponents' force, maintaining balance and control in matches. Stable posture in sports enhances performance and reduces injury risk during dynamic movements. Practicing these principles regularly builds stronger, more stable body mechanics for any activity. Like, understanding center of gravity and its role in sports performance. Center of gravity is the point where your body's mass is concentrated for balance. In anatomical position, the cog is located near the pelvis, the body's core. Cog shifts with posture changes and movement, affecting stability and control. Maintaining cog is crucial for balance and smooth rotation during physical activities. Athletes rely on cog to move efficiently, stop quickly, and accelerate powerfully. Throwing, lifting, and pulling actions depend heavily on controlling the center of gravity. Wrestlers lower their body and widen their legs to lower the center of gravity. In running, shifting the cog forward and downward enhances speed and acceleration. Understanding cog helps improve performance and reduce injury risk in sports.
Top 5 fascinating facts about the center of gravity explained simply. 1. The center of gravity is where all of a body's mass is thought to be concentrated for simplicity. 2. In anatomical position, it lies at the intersection of 3 main body planes and axes. 3. For adult men, the center of gravity is about 56.18% of their height measured from the ground. 4. For adult women, it's roughly 55.14% of their height, slightly lower than men's center of gravity. 5. This point is key for balance and movement, helping us stay steady and move efficiently. Like.
Master the sitting rising test with these easy steps and scoring tips. Learn the sitting rising test to assess your mobility and balance with simple movements. Step 1 is to sit down on the floor without using any support or assistance. Step 2 requires standing up without using hands, knees, or legs for support. Each movement in the test is scored out of 5 points for a total of 10 points. Deduct 1 point for every support used during sitting or rising actions. A half-point deduction applies if you lose balance during the movements. Achieving a perfect score of 10 means you can sit and rise independently and steadily. This test helps evaluate functional fitness and can indicate overall health and mobility. Regular practice can improve your score and enhance your body control and strength.
Top 5 key facts about friction in sports you must know. 1. Friction helps athletes control movement by providing grip on surfaces, like a runner's shoes on a track. 2. Sliding sports use friction to slow down, such as curling stones gliding on ice with controlled resistance. 3. Friction allows players to stop quickly, like basketball players halting their sprint on the court surface. 4. In soccer, friction between the ball and grass helps players control and pass accurately during the game. 5. Cyclists rely on friction between tires and road to maintain balance and speed during turns and sprints.
Top 5 types of friction you should know about. 1. Static friction acts when an object is at rest, preventing motion until force surpasses a threshold. 2. Sliding friction occurs when two surfaces slide past each other, slowing down the movement. 3. Rolling friction happens when an object rolls over a surface, making movement easier than sliding. 4. Fluid friction resists motion when an object moves through a liquid or gas, like water or air. 5. Lubricated friction involves a thin layer of lubricant reducing friction between two surfaces in contact.
Top 5 key facts about static friction you should know. 1. Static friction is the force that resists the start of motion between two surfaces in contact. 2. It acts only when there is an attempt to move one surface over another but no actual movement. 3. Static friction prevents motion until the applied force exceeds its maximum threshold. 4. A practical example is pushing a heavy box that won't move until enough force is applied. 5. Static friction plays a crucial role in everyday activities like walking without slipping.
Understanding kinetic friction and its different types in motion. Kinetic friction occurs when an object is moving across a surface or through fluid. Sliding friction happens when an object slides over a surface, resisting motion. Examples of sliding friction include skating, skiing, and pole vaulting activities. Rolling friction occurs when an object rolls over a surface, creating less resistance. Hockey balls, roller skates, and skateboards demonstrate rolling friction in action. Fluid friction happens when an object moves through a fluid like air or water. Cycling, paragliding, and swimming are examples where fluid friction plays a role. Kinetic friction types affect how objects move and how much force is needed. Understanding these friction types helps in improving sports and transportation efficiency. Like,
effective methods to reduce friction for better performance. Polishing smoothens surfaces by reducing unevenness to minimize frictional resistance. Shining a cricket ball is an example of polishing to achieve swing by reducing friction. Lubricating involves applying oil, grease, or wax to reduce friction between moving parts. Bearings and gears in machines use lubrication to operate smoothly with less resistance. Rolling friction is reduced by converting sliding motion into rolling motion using wheels. Ball bearings help in rolling friction reduction, making machines more efficient and durable. Reducing friction improves energy efficiency and prolongs the lifespan of mechanical components. Friction reduction methods are essential in sports, machinery, and everyday tools for smooth operation. Choosing the right friction reduction technique depends on the application and environmental conditions.
top 5 key factors that affect friction in everyday life. 1. Lubricants like oil reduce friction by creating a smooth layer between surfaces. 2. Rolling objects experience less friction compared to pushing due to reduced surface contact. 3. Rough surfaces increase friction because their bumps resist movement more. 4. Greater force pressing surfaces together increases friction by enhancing contact strength. 5. Smooth surfaces produce less friction as they allow easier sliding over each other.
Top advantages of friction in various sports activities. In athletics, spikes enhance grip and boost speed for better performance. Badminton players benefit from racket grips that improve shot control. Basketball shoes use friction to enhance movement control on the court. Cricket spikes provide crucial support for running and fielding effectively. Cycling tires rely on grip to prevent skidding during fast turns. Football players use friction for effective kicking, running, and tackling. Gymnasts use lime powder to increase grip on bars during routines. Javelin throwers depend on grip and ground reaction force for powerful throws. Runners utilize shoe track friction to achieve speed and control. Weightlifters rely on shoe grip to avoid slipping during heavy lifts. Disadvantages of friction in sports you should know. Heat buildup from friction can cause cycling tires to burst unexpectedly. Friction can cause skin damage, especially on palms in gymnastics and weightlifting. Pole vaulters risk grip loss and slipping if friction is insufficient. Excessive friction makes movement more difficult, requiring greater effort from athletes. Higher friction means more force is needed, leading to increased energy loss. Sliding on the ground due to friction can cause serious injuries to athletes. Friction causes wear and tear, degrading sports equipment over time. Friction can slow down performance by resisting smooth and fast movements. Athletes must balance friction to optimize performance and safety during competition. Like, share, and subscribe for more sports insights.
Top 5 types of projectile motion explained simply and clearly. 1. Vertical motion moves straight up and down under gravity's influence. 2. Oblique motion follows an angled trajectory forming a smooth curved path. 3. Projectile motion combines horizontal speed with vertical fall due to gravity. 4. Horizontal motion moves straight forward with no vertical displacement involved. 5. Parabolic motion traces a symmetrical curved path shaped like a parabola.
Top 5 examples of projectile motion in sports explained simply. 1. In basketball, the ball follows a curved path when shooting towards the hoop, showing projectile motion. 2. In soccer, players kick the ball in an arc to score goals, demonstrating projectile motion clearly. 3. In volleyball, the ball travels in a parabolic trajectory when spiked or served, illustrating projectile motion. 4. In golf, the ball flies through the air in a curved path after being hit, a classic projectile motion example. 5. In javelin throw, the spear follows a curved flight path, perfectly exemplifying projectile motion principles.
Key factors influencing projectile trajectory and flight path explained. Gravity pulls objects downward, causing a curved flight path in all sports projectiles. Air resistance opposes motion, influenced by surface area, speed, and texture of the object. Mass impacts flight. Lighter objects face more air resistance, like a shuttle in badminton. Speed of release determines distance. Higher speed leads to greater flight distance. Angle of release is crucial. Optimal angle varies by sport for best projectile path. Height of release affects flight length. Higher release points increase flight distance. Spin influences direction and stability, seen in basketball shots and cricket swings. Each factor combines uniquely to shape the projectile's trajectory and overall flight path. Understanding these factors helps improve performance in various sports and activities.
Top 5 ways projectile motion boosts sports performance. 1. Athletes use optimal release angles to maximize distance in javelin and shot put throws. 2. Basketball players calculate projectile arcs for accurate shooting and scoring from long range. 3. Soccer players refine kick techniques to control ball trajectory and curve for precise passes. 4. Golfers adjust swing angles and force to optimize ball flight and achieve longer drives. 5. Volleyball players use projectile motion to time spikes and serves for powerful, controlled hits. Types of spin in sports and their effects on the ball's movement. Top spin is created by hitting over the ball, causing it to drop faster than usual. Backspin results from hitting under the ball, making it rise and float longer in the air. Clockwise spin occurs when the ball is hit left of center, making it swing to the right. Anti-clockwise spin is made by hitting right of center, causing the ball to swing left. Topspin helps players control ball speed and placement during rallies and serves. Backspin can be used to slow down the ball, making it harder for opponents to attack. Clockwise spin influences the ball's trajectory, often confusing opponents with unexpected swings. Anti-clockwise spin creates unpredictable ball movements, adding a strategic advantage in games. Mastering different spins enhances overall gameplay and improves competitive edge in sports. Like
Top 5 ways projectile motion shapes sports performance. 1. Baseball pitching uses projectile motion to control ball speed, angle, and spin for strikes. 2. Hitting in baseball depends on launch angle and force to maximize ball distance. 3. Basketball shooting angles optimize projectile paths to increase scoring success. 4. Golf swings rely on projectile motion principles, including launch angle and spin for accuracy. 5. Soccer players use projectile motion when curving the ball with spin and height advantage.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.